Best thing I ever did was fall out of love. Skull came to me, said they think you washed up. You need to go back in, show these who the one.
What's up, y'all? It's Theoni back at you with another video. I have so many videos that I don't edit. Like, it's so sad at this point. I don't know why I fucking pull out a phone and record. But, I think this time, like, I'm actually... I say this every time. But no. I'm never going back to the States. And I know that sounds crazy because I'm born and raised in the Bay. And it's just crazy to, like, be so, like, full of it that I'm not going back and I don't want to be there. But I've been like that. I've been like that since as long as I can remember. Since as long as I had my own personality, I didn't want to be in the Bay. But yeah, I moved out the country and I'm really never going back. Like, don't get me wrong, I miss my mom, I miss my dad, and I miss my little ones, but I want to start a different life. Like, I want a different life. I've always wanted a different life. And what I mean by different is a life off the grid. Okay, so I moved to Mexico and like I honestly don't even have a plan, but the thing is that every time I come to Mexico, like I always feel so connected to something that I'm not even from, cuz I'm like not born here. But the other day I seen some that said like both my parents are fully blooded Mexicans and they're not mixed with one thing, like they're just fully pure Mexican. And they had me, but I was born in another country. So I've always been considered Mexican American. And like as I grow older, I feel like the American part is like such a privilege because when I compare myself to like people my age born in Mexico, like I can see the privilege and the advantage of opportunities that I have, but I don't feel like the American culture is my culture. I feel like I'm very challenged when I want to be like American. Like it's just not me. So coming to Mexico, it's like I can never be too much of anything because I'm like disowned. Like if cuz I'm not even going to lie, like in Mexico, like it's like people notice that I'm not from here instantly, and people know the way I talk, the way I look, like they just know like I'm not raised out here, so they don't like claim me. Like it's like a different kind of treatment. And then it's the same thing out there where it's like, okay, you're American but you're not white. Like you look Mexican, you look like you're not fully white, fully American. So I just feel like the older I get, like the more I understand that like I don't identify with the American culture. And like coming to Mexico, like every time I come it feels like I'm on vacation. Like it feels like all I think about is good things and positive things. Like I never think something bad about it. So when I said, oh, I'm moving to Mexico, like I feel like in a way I wanted to show myself like what it really is to live in Mexico and experience that. And I truly am, because I've had a couple reality checks where I'm like, wow, like the Mexico as vacation is way different than like the Mexico as you live here and you're not leaving anytime soon. It's like a different feeling, but it's like it's kind of been like hard to accept in a way, but at the same time like it's something that I can accept. Like I feel like poverty and necessity is like at an all-time high out here, and like I never felt like that out there. But so basically I say this because I really don't have a plan, right? Like when I think of living out here, I think of like just like being off the grid and like being in my own world outside of the American world. But at the same time, like it's not that simple. Like I need to have a lot going on for myself to where I could just live and not worry about my next day and my next income. So Like, I don't want to speak too soon, but I did tell my whole family that I'm not going back for at least a year. And like, I want to go through with that. And then, like, I probably will go back in a year. I don't want to speak too soon, but I think I will go back in a year and just work just to like have something here. But I don't want to like go out there and be like, oh, I gave up Mexico. Like, I'm going back. My life is in the States. Like, I don't want that. So, but honestly, things can change because if I figure it out here and I figure out like how I'm gonna make my income and like exactly what I'm gonna do here, then I might not ever go back. But it might be too early to talk. It might be too early to tell, but that's where I'm at right now. Um, I feel like at this grown age, like I can definitely say like staying in school and studying is better than getting a job fresh out of high school and making money. But I say that at this grown age, and honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and say nobody told me that before because my dad was like the biggest preacher on that. Like, he would tell me stay in school, study something, like you don't want to work as hard as we work because you have the opportunity to learn something, you're educated. Like, I've always been like a nerd and very smart in the books, but I just chose to not do anything with that. And um yeah, like at this grown age, I can definitely admit that that's probably the best case scenario you could do, but I didn't do that. And I feel like as I grow older, like I'm not the type of person to learn from other people's mistakes or like listen to other people's advice. I am like a crash out dummy where like I will do things on my own. And if it goes wrong, like I guess I'll just learn from it and continue going. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now, where it's like I moved. I know what I should have been doing since I was 18. I didn't do that, but I'm like, I am definitely chasing a dream. I'm definitely chasing a vision that I don't think a lot of people have. So I couldn't really keep myself in that environment, in the old environment where a lot of people didn't have the same vision or same goals, because it was just like consuming a lot of my energy. And like, I really am like so capable of so much. Like, if I really want to, I could do anything I want in this world, but my heart calls for like the simple things, and like my soul is happy with minimalistic things. Like, it's just like my head and my mind tells me like you can do anything, you can do everything, like do it. Like, who cares what people say? And like, don't get me wrong, like my mind and my heart go hand in hand, but I think like, yeah, like I live for my heart. Like, I will never have an ego big enough to just ignore my heart and ignore my feelings and just do what I want, because I feel like, yeah, it might look good, but deep down it's not making me happy, or it's not what I really want. And so it's challenging to like be the person that like doesn't listen to anybody, but at the same time it's so rewarding when I finally have what I want, because it's like I didn't listen to nobody wanted to see this from me, but I did it, and I'm only making myself happy. Like, it's okay that nobody thinks I'm doing enough or doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but like deep down it makes me happy. And I just like really want to say big shout out to my dad and my mom. Just thinking about them makes me like so emotional, but like literally have the best parents in the world that support me with everything and anything. And I know my dad and my mom think I'm low-key crazy sometimes. Like, sometimes the stuff I want to do is just so like out of the ordinary and insane, but like they really do like support me. Yeah, they give me advice and they tell me things that I probably don't want to hear, but like they never just leave me hanging. Like, I can never say like my dad left me hanging or my mom left me hanging. Like, truly, like they might not support what I do, they might not like agree with what I do, but they still present, and like when push come to shove, they're there. Like, I can definitely say like I could call my mom and she's gonna answer and listen to what I got to say. And like I could definitely like count on my dad with anything. I might like he might say something about what I want, but he's gonna find a way to like make me understand something or to provide something. Like I don't know. I just really have the best parents in the fucking world, and I can't thank God enough for that because yeah, I feel so blessed to have the dad I have and to have the mother I have. Even though when I was younger, I was such a rebel. Like when I was younger, I didn't want to listen to anybody, and my mom was like my worst op. Like me and my mom was going through it, and me and my dad was like, you feel me, like my hater. But that was just like a view that I had at one point, and like as I grow older, like I just grow like more grateful for them because they really never left me. Even through all my bullshit, like they never left me. And that's exactly what I want to be for my kids. Like I just want to be everything for my kids, how my mom is for me. And I want to have a man that does everything for their kids like my dad does for me. But yeah, the sun's going down, no lighting. Anyways,
Best thing I ever did was fall out of love. Skull came to me, said they think you washed up, you need to go back in, show these who the one.